So the cat is out of the bag. It has been revealed. The new Ford Mustang Darkhorse SC is going to have 795 horsepower from factory and 660 foot-pounds of torque. And it is going to be releasing this summer 2026. We're going to be discussing the new Mustang, and if you guys enjoy the content where I go over news about Mustangs and honestly Ford products in general, feel free, drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you guys are staying up to date. This is quite interesting. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of the Ford Mustang Darkhorse SC. Is this going to be a better buy than the current GT500 as well as the GTD? I'm curious what you guys have to say. Now, let's take a look at this article from Auto Evolution because it is going to be explaining exactly what the Darkhorse entails and what you can expect if you do plan on purchasing one. This is going to offer a hand-built Predator supercharged V8 engine, and it's going to be a third of the price of the GTD. Obviously, this is not going to be accounting for the markup. I think, honestly, this is going to be worth the buy, especially if you're looking for a brand new vehicle that is going to be supporting quite a bit of horsepower. As expected, the Ford Motor Company's most powerful regular production Mustang doesn't match the maximum output figures of the carbon body GTD that Multimatic assembles in Canada. Revealed in January 2026, the Darkhorse SE prepares to hit dealer showrooms with 795 horsepower on tap. Ford says that a single technician assembles the 5.2-liter Predator supercharged V8 of the Darkhorse SC by hand at the Dearborn-based automaker's Dearborn engine plant. With the right fuel, the cross-plane lump develops a massive 660 foot-pound of torque, which is putting it ahead of the S550 generation Shelby GT500. I personally like this. Number one, I like how they have only one person working on the Darkhorse SC engine. That is going to be increasing the resale value, and a lot of Shelby owners appreciate when only one person is signed on the engine plaque. I also think it's cool that this is going to be making more torque than the previous generation Shelby GT500. A lot of Ford guys love to have additional torque on their vehicles. For me personally, it would be cool to have more torque in a Shelby GT350, but at the same time, high revving V8, it necessarily isn't necessary because you keep the RPMs up, that's where the car is going to live. With the Shelby GT500, obviously having the positive displacement supercharger and the lower compression engine, having more torque to get that when you go ahead and push the gas pedal down off the line or from a low roll. I know that is very important. So it is good that the Darkhorse SC is going to have that more kind of in your face feeling when you do accelerate. That is a massive, massive W. Let me know what you guys think of the horsepower and torque numbers. I know some people are going to say, oh, this isn't enough, but at the end of the day, the previous generation Shelby GT500 made less horsepower and less torque, and with a couple of bolt-ons, you can easily go ahead and turn that up 200 plus horsepower and have an absolute monster on the road. This is 110% going to be possible with the Darkhorse SC because the standard GTs with a Whipple and not even a straight-up fuel system on E30 can make 900 plus wheels. So 900 plus horsepower, 1,000 horsepower, and a Darkhorse SC, 100% going to be possible without breaking a sweat. I think it's worth mentioning that part of the reason why Fimoco decided against calling the Darkhorse SC a Shelby GT500 is they didn't want to pay Shelby American for the name. That's understandable. They are going to be saving a lot of money by just calling it the Darkhorse SC. Obviously, this car is still going to be capable because it is going to have the same engine, the same supercharger, as well as the same fuel system that the GTD does have. Let me know down in the comment section if you agree with Ford. I'm not calling it the Shelby GT500, or if they should have just forked up the extra cash to allow them to go ahead and call it the Shelby GT500 or whatever they were going to call it. For me personally, it makes sense, but it would be cool to see, you know, an S650 Shelby GT500 and not what Shelby American is releasing, because they're not hitting, man. You know what I'm saying? A Shelby with the MTD2, no. you know, this Darkhorse SC, this is the Shelby GT500. This is what we should have gotten a while ago, but you know what? Better late than never. I definitely cannot wait to see these hit the street. Now, as far as pricing goes, it is expensive, very expensive. The base model is going to be $108,000, which is crazy. The handling pack, the track pack is going to be $144,000, $145,000 realistically. And the track pack, handling pack, special edition is going to be a very cheap $175,000. Absolutely crazy. Let me know what you guys think, man. The pricing is nuts. It's very, very expensive for this Darkhorse SC. I think the best buy, just like how the best buy for the S650 non-special edition Mustangs are going to be the base models, I think the base model Darkhorse SC definitely is going to be what you're going to want to go after if you plan on driving the car on the street. And, you know, if you're going to be, you know, tracking the car or want to have something that looks nice in your garage or taking to Cars and Coffee, obviously the track pack or the track pack special edition could be something you're after. I can almost guarantee I'll be able to see one of these at a local Cars and Coffee, most likely about a month after they officially hit the streets. That's just what I am assuming. Somebody near me is 100% going to cop one of these and, you know, take it out. I can't wait to see them because the GTDs look amazing in person. I already know these Darkhorse SCs are going to be looking amazing in person as well. It is going to have a Tremec dual clutch transmission, the same transmission that is in the GTD, and it is going to have aluminum wheels, a GTD-like steering wheel, 6 and 4 piston Brembo calipers with cast iron discs. The track pack upgrades to carbon ceramic units, which actually are going to be significantly lighter than the stock, along with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup R2 tires. So let me know what you guys think of the Mustang Darkhorse SC down in the comment section. We have the pricing as well as the horsepower numbers. I think it's very important to have this now right before it officially releases so we can all base our opinions and kind of give forward some feedback on what we like and what we don't like. I want to see how these cars handle on the street. The previous generation S550 Shelby GT500s are absolute monsters. We all know that the S650 Mustangs are monsters as well. I can only imagine what this Darkhorse SC can do with some bolt-ons as well as E85, because we should be able to see these crack 1,000 horsepower without really having to modify them a lot, which is absolutely amazing. If you guys do enjoy the video, feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.